Diamond darts are often used for waist darts, and this is when you're going through the top and the skirt part of the pattern and they form a diamond shape. And we want to have them marked on the wrong side of the fabric, the same as we would for bust darts. Once you've got them marked on the wrong side, you just want to take a pin and put it through the middle of the darts so that you're hitting both points there. And then we're almost going to use this pin as an anchor. We can fold the darts so that they meet the top and bottom bits. So I'm going to do this side first, so that's folded at the bottom. I'm then going to move this pin and put it through the fabric. So that's folded at the top, we've got it there, and then I'm going to put another pin right at the end, and I like to do it right where the tip is so that I know when to stop sewing. And I'm going to do the same with the top. I'm going to pop some pins in between, although you might find that those are enough as they are. You might just want to move this pin so it's just to the side so that you can see your marking here. And you're welcome, if you want, to draw on the shape so that it's easier when you're sewing. So we're going to draw from the top here down to the bottom, and just remember, obviously, if you're sewing this in your final fabric, you're going to want to use chalk or something. You're not going to want to draw with a pencil. And when it comes to sewing, so same as you would with a regular dart, you're going to start at the end and we're going to sew down, and then we're going to trail off at this end. You never want to do a back stitch at the tip of your darts, so you want to instead leave the threads long and you can tie them off. You're going to start here, you're going to sew down, and rather than come to a point when you meet this bit, you can slightly curve it. So on the sewing machine, we're not going to completely come to a point and pivot it, we're actually just going to sew a nice kind of smooth line. And then again, when you get to the end, you just want to trail off the fabric and then leave your threads nice and long so you can tie them off. And the reason that I don't recommend to back stitch with darts, the same for your bust dart, is just because often where you're trying to stitch back over the stitch that you've just sewn, you're not always going to hit it at that point, and it's just going to make the end of the dart really messy. So it's nice to have a nice smooth point, so get to that bit. Some people like to make their stitch length smaller when they get to this last section, just to make sure it's nice and tight. Completely up to you, and you can trial that if you want. We're actually going to sew them with a kind of regular stitch, or maybe a bit longer than regular stitch, because when we're sewing the toile, we want to be able to unpick it if we need to. So that's how you'd sew a diamond dart.